So hello and welcome to another video, and this is going to be the last video before we dive into the complete process behind the polishing method that I have developed. And so this is going to be more of a, let's say, example oriented video so that you can see the results and have a clear vision of how this method really works compared to the methods available on the internet. I'm going to talk like available on the internet because the methods are pretty similar. They are almost talking about the same things, and they are not so different one away from the other. So uh, let's dive into this, and what you have probably came here for is to know how much time it takes to polish the models with my method, and also what would be, let's say, the selling price of the models. So I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to tell you how it really is. It's not my intention to hide something from you. It's my intention to show you that this method works. And also one important thing is that uh, is the transparency. So let's be honest and let's dive into it. So these two models have been polished with my method, and this one has been polished with the, let's say, the internet methods, let's call it that way. So basically this method for the one model here tells us that let's say it doesn't matter of the part, or I don't know, doesn't matter the material or something. For me, I say it matters because then it's going to reflect somewhere, and that's on the price of the model. So let's say the internet tells us that it doesn't matter. So I've tried. This was I believe a regular PLA, like black PLA or something, and I have polished this model for like well over 5 hours, and the selling price for this model from like my pricing would be like 63 euros. 63 euros, you hear correct, for a piece of plastic. So I mean, okay. And what about my method? Was it like, let's say, 10 euros cheaper or something, or 5 euros cheaper? No. This one here, or even the other part, they are pretty similar. You know, the only difference is that this has some kind of hollow feature here. Both of the parts took me like 1 hour to polish each, and the selling price would be 13 euros. 13 euros for this. So that's almost 5 times cheaper than this. And what is like really important to say is that I have worked so hard at this, polishing it, that my wrists started to hurt. I felt pain in the shoulder by the time I was finished, so it was not enjoyable at all, let's be honest. And this, it was just regular work, and nothing was seeming to be wrong or something. Nothing was hurting me. It was like really like swift and really like smooth process at all, and it turned out perfectly, you know. You can see that the results are basically similar, and we are going to talk about this in this video, and that's like the thing that I talked about in the missing truth, and that's the effort put in it and the result. So we are going to dive deeper in it. And so basically you are not going to be able to achieve a 100% like shininess or something on any model using internet methods, using my method, using anybody's method, because the printed parts are not perfect as they come out of the printer. Even if you use the correct preset, the correct material, everything is seeming to be like correct, it's not going to be perfect. So the like thought process behind this is that to get as much of shiny surface as possible for the least amount of like time spent on that part. And that's what my method gives you. I've spent 1 hour polishing this and it's matching the shininess of this part, which took me 5 times longer. So I mean, I hope that this is pretty clear, like how this works and what this method is about. Because let's be honest, if I would look closely at my parts and I would examine them like really precisely, I still can see like some imperfections and stuff. I can find them. But that's because me, as someone who is polishing the parts, is looking for the wrong things to repair them and to make them look better. But someone that's just like looking at the model, let's say I'm someone that picks the model and I'm going to hold it like this away from me, have a little bit of light, and I'm going to see like, okay, this shines, this looks nice, and I'm not going to look at the mistakes. And that's the important thing, is that you don't want to look at the wrong thing on the part, you want to look from the eyesight of the customer or someone that isn't going to like examine it to the like very deep looks and something. It just, they're going to take it and they're going to go like, oh wow, this shines. And also with this part, like, oh, it shines, but the difference is the price and the effort. So my method gives you less effort, so eventually better price for your customer. Basically, another key thing is that polishing like further doesn't mean the surface is going to get better or the shininess is going to get better. Let's say you have come to the point that, let's say as I did, that I have polished this. I have even tried it. So this is going to be like my experience. It's not going to be a theory or something. This is real. So I have polished this for the 1 hour and I looked at it and I was like, okay, it looks nice. But if I examine it like deeper, I can still see some imperfections. So I was like, maybe I can fix them. Maybe if I start over again, like, and now I know where to polish it, like on a certain spot, I can polish it again and maybe it will get even better. Not to the 85% of the shininess, but let's say 95 or even 100. Everything is going to shine perfectly. No, I have polished it for another half an hour on the spots that I knew that were like, let's call them bad, you know, and I got myself nowhere. I still was on the same level. I didn't even move 1%. So, and this is the thing, polishing for longer doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be better, it's going to be shining better. No, it doesn't. Basically, every part, as I said, has some mistakes. Maybe the walls of the print are more like, I don't know, being inside of the part than on the outside, so you cannot reach that surface because it's been like under the surface, so you cannot go there because you would need to basically scrape much more material to get there, and basically materials that are this thin, this is like 2 millimeters or something, you're just going to make them disappear, you know. So you can decrease the thickness of the walls and something, etc., etc. So basically polish them to the state that they shine to the 85-90% mark, and it's over. Because the time it takes you to go from 0 to 80 is shorter than the time it takes you to go from 80 to 100. And that's an important part to think about, because it's time. Because if I would polish this for the hour, and as I said, I sold this for 13 euros, and then I would polish it for another hour or 2 hours, the price would go up exponentially, but the quality would be the same, or perhaps like what 10% better, but the price is 3 times higher. That doesn't make sense. So basically, this is what my method is that it matches the looks with maybe the internet methods that are available. You can just search like polishing methods for 3D prints, and there's going to be a bunch of videos. But this is what this channel is about, is that for the behind the scenes stuff. And so we are talking like the reality, because eventually you will want to sell the prints. Maybe you want to offer it as a service for someone, or like, okay, I can polish you these things if you want, or something, or someone comes to and asks you if you can polish for them. And if you are going to be expensive, no one is going to buy that stuff. And what is like maybe a bit different is that this works with parts that are complicated, as this is, because it has a lot of radiuses and also a flat surface, but also some angles, really like surfaces that are not that easily reachable, and it wasn't hard at all. So these are complicated parts. This is not a flat surface. This is not just a, I don't know, some kind of a cube or something that has flat surface, or basically something that is just one straight surface and doesn't have any other features. So I mean, another thing that I would like to say is that I'm sorry if you have maybe been disappointed by the other methods, if you have tried them or something, because I know it can be hard now, like, to trust me that it works, but that's what this channel is about. It's about to show you that it works, and show you how it works, and tell you the truth. Because I mean, if you don't know what the results are, what the pricings are, what the time it takes, that's like the most important thing, how long it takes. Because I can polish a model that's really big, but I'm going to then tell that it took me 2 weeks to polish, 5 hours a day, and I've polished it, but how do I want to sell it? So that's why we are here, and that's why we are talking about how long it takes, how I price the models, and basically that this part costs someone 13 euros and this costs someone 60 euros. And that's for me a big difference. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and maybe now I've explained something that you wanted to hear or see. So basically these are, okay, let's be like this. So these are the two same parts, but different material, different preset, different method, and different price, and different time spent. So this is a big difference. So hopefully you have understood what I have wanted to say. and I wish you a pleasant day, and stay tuned for the another video where we are going to dive into the beginnings of polishing and stuff, how to prepare your, let's say, workspace and stuff, and what to prepare and how to begin. It's going to be most likely divided into separate parts, and we are going to learn how to do it. And I'm really excited to share that video, and I really want to share it with you because I don't want you to uh, do it the hard way. So wish you a pleasant day. Wish you a nice journey with me. So stick with me, and hopefully you will find this handy. So stay tuned and bye.